Welcome and good morning, friends. Today we start third chapter, force oscillations. Okay, in last two chapters, that means in first chapter we have studied undamped free oscillation, in which oscillator obeys oscillation in a free space, and in that the amplitude always remains constant. In second chapter we have studied damped oscillation, that means oscillation of the body in a medium. So when we consider oscillation of the body in a medium, then resistive force acts on that body, and due to that resistive force, amplitude as well as energy of the oscillating body decreases as time advances. So oscillation in medium dies out with time. Now in third chapter we consider forced oscillation, that means in damped oscillation, as amplitude decreases or oscillation dies out. So in order to maintain oscillation as it is, we have to apply external periodic force. When we apply external periodic force, so that the amplitude remains constant and oscillation does not dies out as time advances. Okay, so in force oscillation we have to apply external periodic force on that body, and when we apply external periodic force on that body, then its amplitude remains constant. So this external periodic force is called as the driving force, and corresponding frequency is called driving frequency. When we consider oscillation of body under external periodic force, then initially body oscillates with complicated manner, in which its frequency is neither equal to natural frequency nor equal to driving frequency. But after some time, the oscillator oscillates with a frequency equal to the frequency of driving force or external periodic force. Okay. Now, when any body performs forced oscillation, then it is acted upon by three types of forces. First force is restoring force, and this force is given by equation F equal to minus kx. Okay. Then second force is F equal to minus r dx by dt. That means this damping force is directly proportional to the velocity of the body, and here we write the equation F equal to minus r dx by dt. And third force we have to consider, that is external periodic force. This force is given by equation F equal to F naught sin qt. Okay, where q is the angular frequency called as the driving frequency, and F naught is the amplitude. Okay. Now the total force acting on body you can write, that is minus kx minus r dx by dt plus F naught sin qt. This is the total force acting on the body. Now, according to Newton's second law of motion, we consider the force F equal to m d2x by dt square, like this. Okay. Now here we have to equate this force and total force acting on the oscillator. So we write here m d2x by dt square equal to minus kx minus r dx by dt plus F naught sin qt, in this form. Okay, so I write this equation m d2x by dt square plus right here r dx by dt plus x force is kx equal to f naught sin qt. Okay, so we name this equation first, right? So this is the second order linear and inhomogeneous differential equation of force oscillation. So you remember this equation, f due to x by dt square plus r dx by dt plus kx equal to f naught sin qt. Okay, so it is inhomogeneous due to the term f naught sin qt, but it is second order and linear. Okay, now next we have to find the solution of this differential equation or force oscillation. Okay, now this equation contains two types of solution. The first solution is called as the complementary function, and second solution contains are called as particular integral. Okay, that means this differential equation contains two types of solution. First is complementary function and second one is particular integral. Okay, now here complementary function is the solution of equation, that is if we consider only this term, that is m due to x by dt square plus r dx by dt plus kx equal to 0. Okay, so this complementary function is the solution of this equation, this differential equation as the solution, and that solution is called as the complementary function. So solution of this equation we have obtained in second chapter, that is damped oscillation, and the solution is given as x equal to a e raised to minus rt upon twice m sin of pt plus theta. Okay, so this is the solution of this equation and it is called as the complementary function. Okay, now we have to consider next solution, that is particular integral, and in order to obtain particular integral solution we consider or assume the solution in the form like we take solution in the form, that is x equal to a sin of qt minus phi. We take solution, that is particular integral, in the form x equal to a sin qt minus phi. So we write general solution containing addition of this first solution and this second solution. So write here x equal to, first we write a e raised to minus rt upon twice m sin of pt plus theta plus we take this a sin of qt minus phi. So this is the general solution of differential equation first. Okay, now this solution contains two terms, that means complementary function as first part and particular integral as the second part. Okay, initially when these two type of motion, that means first term we call as first motion and second term as the second motion. Now initially these two type of motion are prominent, so it is called as the transient, Okay, then due to the term, that means e raised to minus rt upon twice m, due to this term, this first solution or function or called as a motion is diminishing or effect of first function goes on decreasing. That means if we consider these two type of motion are prominent, that means initial condition we consider, and that initial condition, these two type of motion are prominent. Okay, so it is called as a transient. But due to the term e raised to minus RT upon Tritium, the first term becomes ineffective, and the effect is only the term, second term a sin of qt minus phi. Okay, so when after some time this term becomes ineffective and this term becomes effective. Okay, and when this term becomes effective, then the motion of oscillator called as the steady state. It is called as the steady state. Okay, so when oscillator oscillates under this motion, then this motion is called as the steady state motion, in which the first term becomes ineffective and only second term becomes effective. So motion is called as the steady state motion. So we have to consider this second term and we have to obtain the solution. Okay, therefore we consider the second solution, that is x equal to a sin of qt minus phi. Okay, then we differentiate this dx by dt equal to a cube cos of qt minus phi, and second differentiation d2x by dt square equal to minus a q square sin of qt minus phi. Okay, there is negative sign. Right, now we substitute the value of dx by dt and d2x by dt square in differential equation. So we write here the differential equation, that is m d2x by dt square plus r dx by dt plus kx equal to f naught sin qt. Okay, now we substitute the value of this d2x by dt square, then dx by dt and x in this equation. So right here equation, that is minus m a q square sin of qt minus phi plus r, then dx by dt is a q cos qt minus phi, a q cos qt minus phi plus, then we write kx, that is k and x is a sin of qt minus phi equal to, write f naught sin qt. Okay, right, then this side we can write as sin qt minus phi plus phi. So write equation again, minus m a q square sin of qt minus phi plus r a q cos qt minus phi plus k a sin of qt minus phi equal to, write this f naught sin of qt minus phi plus phi. Okay, then we expand this term, that is equal to f naught sin qt minus phi cos phi plus f naught cos qt minus phi into sin phi. Okay, so now we collect the term sin qt minus phi, sin qt minus phi, then cos qt minus phi, cos qt minus phi. Okay, so we write here this is equal to this. Therefore we take sin qt minus phi, sin qt minus phi and sin qt minus phi common. Okay, so right here this term sin qt minus phi, that is ka. Then we take a sin qt minus phi common. Okay, so right here k minus mq square, mq square, then we take common a sin qt minus phi, k minus mq square common sin of qt minus phi. Take we a common, that is a sin of qt minus phi equal to now here right hand side is f naught cos phi, f naught cos phi, equation second. Then we take common cos qt minus phi and cos qt minus phi from both sides. So right here r a cube equal to with the common f naught sin phi, f naught sin phi, equation number 3. Okay, so we get equation k minus mq square common a sin of qt minus phi equal to f naught cos phi, and in second r a cube equal to f naught sin phi. Right, then equation second and third we have to square and adding these two equations, squaring and adding. Right here k minus mq square bracket square a square sin square qt minus phi. Okay, sin square qt minus phi plus r square a square q square equal to right here f naught square in bracket sin square phi plus cos square phi, like this. Okay, right here only f naught square. So right here k minus mq square bracket square a square sin square qt minus phi. We have taken here cos square. We have to write here cos square now. Here we will get this term because we are taking common or comparing sin of qt minus phi and sin of qt minus phi on both sides. So we do not write this term here. We write only this term, that is plus r square a square q square, that is equal to right here this f naught square and in bracket psi square phi plus cos square phi. Okay, so right here this is k minus mq square bracket square a square plus right here r square a square q square equal to f naught square. Okay, now we take common a square. Then we write here, taking a square common in bracket we write k minus mq square bracket square plus r square q square equal to say f naught square. From this we find the amplitude of the oscillation, that is a square equal to f naught square upon in bracket k minus mq square bracket square plus r square q square. So amplitude becomes a equal to f naught upon root right here k minus mq square plus r square q square. So this is the amplitude of the oscillator. Okay, then we find the phase angle, that is tan phi. So in order to find tan phi, we have to take the ratio of these two equations. Okay, so in the next term we find the ratio of two equations, that is sin upon cos, that is tan. Okay, so we take here dividing these two equations right here RAQ equal to f naught sin phi divided by k minus mq square into A equal to f naught sin phi upon f naught cos phi. Okay, so we get this f naught cancel and this is tan phi. Therefore, tan phi equal to right here A get cancelled. Okay, so this is the term. So right here tan phi equal to RQ upon bracket k minus mq square. Okay, so we'll get this tan phi, that is RQ upon k minus mq square. This gives the phase angle of the oscillator. Okay, so here we have solved differential equation in order to obtain the solution, and also we have obtained the amplitude and phase of the whole oscillator. Okay, so we stop here. Thanks to all.